J.K. Rowling's at it again. After the failed boycott attempt at the new Harry Potter game, the trans troll still refuses to admit she's been canceled. Yes, she wants you to know that she's thriving because of all the hate, so keep it coming. But first, what exactly was the boycott all about? Sit back as we spill the hot tea. Starting with Hogwarts Legacy. If you think the Harry Potter mania would have died down by now, think again. With the soon-to-be-released game Hogwarts Legacy, all Potterheads have risen from their slumber. It's time to take a trip down memory lane. And get this game has become one of the most anticipated games of 2023. So what makes it different from all the previous versions? We've gotten loads of Harry Potter games over the last 2 decades already, but this time, Hogwarts Legacy brings us an open-world, interactive wizarding experience. Imagine going on a wizarding adventure full of spells and magical beasts as your character must protect the wizarding world from falling apart. Isn't that what we all have been dying for? To finally get our Hogwarts ladder and go to the magical school of our dreams? The game has not only reunited the Potterheads, but also given a chance for the trans activists to band together and boycott the game. Bad news. The game's due to be released on February 10th, but we might not see it happen. But wait, why would anyone want to stop the game from launching? Well, it's no surprise that J.K. Rowling's a TERF. By now, we know all too well about her transphobic comments. From liking tweets calling trans women men in dresses, to fiercely campaigning against the gender recognition bill, her controversial views on gender are no secret to the public. Sorry, but just as much as we all love the Harry Potter books, we equally hate the creator. So when Hogwarts Legacy was set to launch on many platforms next month, many united to ban the game because of its connection to Rowling. Yes, many trans supporters tried to derail the launch by adding transphobic tags to the game's page on Steam, although these were quickly deleted. And when there's a controversy, there's a Twitter war. Sure enough, people took to Twitter to tear down the game, calling people to vote with their wallets and not buy the game. It was all fun and games until this one comment by a trans gamer escalated the Twitter drama. Let's see what YouTube personality Jessie Earl said that pissed off the author herself. Now, Earl's an internet journalist who goes by Jessie Gender on Twitter, and as you can guess from her username, she's very active in debates about trans rights. So, of course, she was bound to clash with the most hated anti-trans writer. It all started with one tweet. Jessie gave her 2 cents on the Hogwarts Legacy drama and said supporting it is harmful. After admitting to owning the 9 movies and all 7 books herself, yes, she's a fellow Potterhead, she didn't blame fans for clinging onto the magical world of their childhood. But buying a new game that gives the TERF author more money and fame, that's a big no. And of course, J.K. Rowling wasn't just going to let that attack go. The author clapped back, replying that she's deeply disappointed over at Jessie Gender, telling people to not own anything connected with Rowling in any form. We kinda agree. Isn't that taking things too far? Row didn't stop there. No, she even sarcastically added, the truly righteous wouldn't just burn their books and movies, but the local library, anything with an owl on it, and their own pet dogs. But before we get our hands dirty in the debate, let's be clear about how much Rowling's involved in the game. She may have written the series, but J.K. Rowling wasn't part of Hogwarts Legacy, or at least that's what she claims. On the game's FAQ page, publishing company Warner Bros. Game said it wasn't a new story from her. Sure, they've used the same wizarding world and characters as its foundation, but the author wasn't directly involved in creating the game, and most Potterheads have used this as an excuse to support Hogwarts Legacy, saying the boycott would only harm the game's developers, who have worked so hard for it. Basically, let's all forget about her being a bigot for a second and focus on all her amazing storytelling. But if you look closely, she has still collaborated with her team on all aspects of the game to make sure fans are getting what they expect. So it doesn't take a genius to figure out that if the game's based on her story, she's going to get a hefty chunk of royalties from sales of it. After all, she still owns the Harry Potter franchise. You can see now why the sides are so divided. Do we support the game, or do we ban it? Which brings us to the next big question. Was the game's popularity affected by this drama? For this, we'll have to look at the pre-release sales, and you'd be shocked to find that the game's sales have skyrocketed. Yes, Hogwarts Legacy still hasn't been released, but its pre-release sales are booming, with experts predicting that it could even become a blockbuster. Like we said, fans love nostalgia, and it's been a long time since we got an immersive Hogwarts experience like this. Despite the beef people have with J.K. Rowling and the mixed opinions on buying the game, it still became the top-selling title on PC distribution platform Steam on Monday and Tuesday. And get this, it even beat other high-profile releases like Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, and Destiny 2. That's not all. It also got the best-selling title in the PlayStation Store's Coming Soon category this week, beating even the most anticipated games like Dead Space and Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Oh, what is that we hear about boycotting the game? Clearly, all these attempts have failed. The verdict's out. Most of the people think the boycott is silly. Supporting Rowling is one thing, but surely playing a game associated with her story doesn't make one a bigot too. Does this mean we can buy the game without any guilt? For Miss Earl, it's still a no. She further explained that supporting or playing the game's a signal to trans people that you care more about entertainment than solidarity with trans people. Go ahead, buy the game, invite your friends, and have your Hogwarts adventure. But for many trans activists, you're just boosting the TERF's platform. And what does Row herself have to say about this? You'd think if the entire world cancels you, you'd go into exile. But surprisingly, Rowling seems unbothered by the hate. You can ban her books, send her death threats, and even boycott her game, but she's thriving in her own lane. In an interview for Letters from Suzanne, Rowling revealed that every time she's referred to getting canceled, her book sales went up. She said it, folks. She doesn't consider herself canceled. If anything, she uses the ongoing popularity of her books, films, and the new game to prove how people still love and support her. So really, what's stopping her from doing what she wants? The 57-year-old has strongly attacked Nicola Sturgeon's gender recognition reform bill for allowing trans people to legally change their gender without a medical diagnosis at a much younger age. Reacting to that, Miss Rowling posted a picture calling out Nicola Sturgeon as the destroyer of women's rights when the bill was passed in the Scottish government. She believes it'll be abused by predatory men who pose as females. And of course, this led to death threats and even more aggression from the trans community. But did this faze her? Clearly not, as she laughed in her interview saying, "You have to mock them." In fact, she even announced that she'll fund a new women-only service for victims of violence. After all, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Sadly, this is where our video is going to have to end. If you enjoyed it, let us know in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe for more content like this. See you in the next video.